And with that, welcome to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Turnabout Dimension. Another HACKJAM hack that was recently submitted, and we will get right into it. Notice, this ROM hack covers the topic of murder. It also contains spoilers for special episode 1, Bidoof's Wish. Enjoy. Murder. Okay, interesting. Phew. Today was something else. Yep. Those two are already asleep. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Had it not been for all of you. Scary. Yep. Huh? This looks like a dead end. This looks like the deepest part. The depths of Star Cave. Where is Jirachi? Who's there? Golly. Just thinking about it gives me shivers. Scary. I need to be more careful. Yep. But this one time, it was worth it. God, I'm so excited I can't even sleep. I wonder, when will they show up? I just can't believe you would do something like that for me. I really should sleep. Good night, y'all. Alright. The next morning. Is it morning? Huh? Both Lord and Corpus are gone. That's weird. Lord always wakes me up before the morning briefing. What's this all about? That is a good question. Okay, so the trigger here is removed. Let's have a look what is happening. Nobody's here either. This is starting to become mighty spooky. Where could they have gone? They didn't just leave me here, did they? My god, what if they went on an expedition without me? Maybe I'm just not good enough after all. Perhaps Chatot was right. Just a little slower than everyone else. Hey, Bidoof. Huh? What was that? It's Loudred. What's up? Where's everyone? Well, at least you're up. Oh yeah, I must have been so excited yesterday I couldn't catch any sleep. I always mess things up, don't I? You got your wish now, didn't you? Shouldn't you be invincible now? Invincible? Me? That was your wish, right? To become invincible. I know that'd be my wish. Invincible? That sounds mighty useful. Maybe I should have asked for that. Well? Your wish. You never told us yesterday. Golly, Loudred is being so pushy. Everyone, it's time for dinner. Wait, so we slept until noon or what? That was awesome. Hush, Loudred, your voice is too loud. I'm sorry. It's a bad habit of mine. Golly, my right ear's hurting. Hey, maybe we should have wished for Loudred's voice to be quiet. Oh my gosh, maybe his snoring would have stopped too. Hey, I don't snore. Even if I did, there's no way you can hear it from your room. I've heard complaints from Treasure Town about a loud noise coming from the guild at night. I'm quite lucky, aren't I? Surrounded by wonderful friends. And soon enough, even more will come. I'm so excited. Golly, maybe I was greedy. I already have plenty of friends right here. More isn't always better. Hey, Bidoof! Huh? What is it, Loudred? What was your wish anyways? I wanna know too. Oh my gosh. The only thing I've been thinking of since we've left you there was what I'd wish for. I'm dying to know. You did meet Jirachi, right? Wait a moment. What's the matter, Charot? I don't think it's for us to know what we have wished for. What? You serious? No way. Aren't you curious, Charot? I'd be lying if I'd say I'm not interested, but what I'm saying is we shouldn't put any pressure on Bidoof. With that out of the way, let's rest up for tomorrow, everyone. Today has been tough. Charot sure saved me there. I wonder what everyone would think if I've wished for new friends. Hey, are you in there somewhere? Golly, sorry about that. Charot probably thought you didn't make it to Jirachi. That's why he didn't want you to tell us. You really think so? I bet it, but I know you made it there, right? Charot really thinks so. Well, you're spacing out again. What's the matter? Golly, what should I say? I didn't wish for anything. No way. Tell me you're joking. What a waste. You could have had anything. Rich, fame, strength. Those things aren't important to me, Loudred. What? As long as I have you guys as friends, I'm happy. Where is everyone? I haven't seen anyone this whole morning. Morning? Who said it was morning? Golly, it is, isn't it? It's noon already. Everyone is at work. Noon, you say? Why didn't you wake me up like usual? I tried, but you just wouldn't budge. It was kind of impressive, really. I did that. Golly. Well, that's besides the point. You've got work to do. What kind of work? Don't tell me it's sentry duty again. You're in luck, huh? You've got other work to do today. How exciting! You're going to explore Drenched Bluff. Drenched Bluff? Haven't we been there already? That's right, but it was orders from Tainted himself. Golly, I better stop messing around then. Cheddar must be already mad at me for missing the morning briefing. Don't worry, I took care of that. Really? Thank you so much, Loudred. Don't mention it. I better get going, yep. Okay, so I do not have items, but I have 7,000 poke. This place too? Not even visitors? Bidoof. Huh? I just heard something. It's Chimicho. Hi there, Chimicho. Good morning, Bidoof. It's really not morning though, is it? I'm sorry, I didn't mean anything ill by it. It's fine, I know you didn't. Are you doing alright? You weren't present for the morning briefing. Never been better, yes sir. I'm glad to hear. Everyone has been so nice to me lately. So, where are you headed? I thought you were supposed to do sentry duty today. Huh? Sentry duty? I'm headed for Drenched Bluff. During the briefing, Charot said that you and Diglett had the shift today. But Charot instructed me to go to Drenched Bluff. Oh, I'm sorry. There must have been some kind of mistake then. I'm kind of glad it was. How so? Sentry duty is kind of boring. Oh, I see. I never get to do sentry duty. I envy you. Well, good luck today. You too. Be careful on Drenched Bluff. Okay. Bidoof, wait. Someone called my name. I forgot to tell you something. Loudred. Sorry about that. Don't worry, it's fine. What's the matter? You'll be accompanied to Drenched Bluff. Accompanied? That's right, Corpus will tag along. Golly, it's no fun going alone. How exciting. Where is Corpus? I haven't seen him anywhere. He went ahead to town somewhere. Got tired of waiting when you sneezed. That's not good at all. No, sir. I hope Corpus isn't mad at me. Don't worry about it. He'll meet up with you once you are ready to leave. See you later. I kept corporate waiting all this time? I better hurry up and get ready. Okay. So we do have money. But why is everything empty? Okay, so I will just put this in for now, I guess. Okay, so the Cackling brothers are here, but the rest isn't. Okay. What do they sell? You sell... I think I'm going to pick up a stance in the next elixir to be safe. That would be 300 then. So I haven't seen corporate yet though. Purchase these two things. Okay. Going to quickly check if... Okay, nothing is here. So I guess I walk to the crossing. If everything else is empty. Ah, right, yeah. We do. Hey, slept well? I'm sorry, Corpus. Hey, don't worry, I'm only joking. Really, you're not mad at me? Of course not. If I could, I would sleep all day. With that extra strength, we'll blast through Drenched Bluff. Corpus isn't mad at me. I thought for sure he would be. I am curious about one thing. What's that? Did I really sleep through Loudred's rampage? You sure did. And that ought to be worth some kind of reward. Reward? It's just a jest. But it's an impressive feat nonetheless. Let's make another impressive feat by doing the mission. I was nervous at first when I was told to go there. Nobody mentioned that you'd go along with me. But no, it's alright. We don't have anything to worry about when we get together. Yeah. Let's do our best. This does seem kind of fishy in some way. But hey, we made it. Yep, that was easy. Only the hard part is left now. Guy, you think we'll be alright? Of course, this place is for beginners. Right, let's do this. Drenched Bluff. So what have we got? We got quite a few things. Okay, wait. Team. Corpus level 16, okay. Options. Team stats. Okay. So this does start in a very interesting way. Okay. That is quite a lot of damage, actually. Nope. That went absolutely horrible. Hey, you're pretty heavy, Beef. Hey, don't you think you're overreacting a little? I'm too exhausted to drag you around like this. My god, what was that for? That was my water gun. What happened? We got knocked out. That's no good at all. What do we do now? It seems like there's some kind of infestation at Ranch Bluff. Infestation? The Pokemon there aren't what they usually are. They appear to be stronger too. What do we do? Let's keep trying until we get through. I'll wait around here. You restock on items if you have to. Okay, then back to floor 2. Okay, we are back at level 2. Floor 2, I mean. Yeah. Well, that was the one reviver seed I got from the Keclean Market. Well, that ain't good. Okay, at least somewhat worked out. So I think it's still the usual 7 floors. Okay. I mean, I can use Corpus to do most of the work. What have we got here? A quick seed that I would like to take with me. Perfect. Floor 4. Huh. Okay, I really ain't doing so well with that here. I'm actually going to use a sleep seed I bought. Okay. I don't know if these seeds actually help me or not, but eh. Floor 5. Okay, this is genuinely annoying that he keeps using water moves on that thing. So I'm just going to leave it there. Okay, floor 6. So in theory, one more set of stairs, if I'm not completely mistaken right now. And I do not like that. Thank God it used Vice Grip. Okay. Floor 7. Hey, we made it! This is the end of the dungeon, Peter. By golly, we did it! You and little old me. Corpus seems really eager about all of this. But so am I. Everyone will be so pleased to hear I successfully completed this mission. Hey, Bidoof! Come check this out. Golly, what is that? I don't know, but it looks shiny. Maybe it's worth a lot. You think so? Who knows? Only one way to find out. This must be why we're sent here, to find this super amazing treasure. Do you want to carry it back home, Bidoof? With me? Are you sure about that? Of course, you performed really well today. Thank you, Corpus. It sure turned dark quick. Do you reckon they'll be angry at us? Angry? Isn't it kind of late? What if dinner already started? I sure hope not. I could use some food right about now. At least the gate is still open. Hey, I remember when you were late and it was closed. I didn't get anything to eat and had to sleep outside. And the day after, Cheddar was furious. Golly, that was no fun, nope. Let's go, we thought they closed the gate right in front of our faces. Nobody's here. They're probably in the mess hall. Why don't you go and report your job to Cheddar? You want me to go? Hey, don't worry so much. What's important is that you completed the job. Today you showed great determination. Not many get their jobs done, and if they fail, they usually give up completely. But that's not who you are, right, Bidoof? Golly, you really think so, Corpus? Hey, of course I do. Thank you, really. Now go and face Cheddar. See it as another hurdle to overcome. It'll build confidence, character. I'll tell you the others about your work today. My English, I'm sorry. You're right. Thank you so much for today. Of course. I never get to talk to Corpus that often. Today's been fun. It feels like I've made some good friends. Come to think of it, today's been going unusually well for me. There's always some mistake I do. But today's different. And I'll make sure it stays that way. And that's when the two suddenly fell into a nightmare. Scary. This isn't even a scary story, Chimecho. So far, it's really weird. Nightmares are scary, aren't they? I agree with Chimecho. I didn't know you two were such cowards. Oh my gosh, how inconsiderate. You take that back. Your pal screwed everything up. Hey, cut it out, you two. It's Diggler's turn to continue the story. Mystery Mail. Let's continue. So as they had grown accustomed to the surroundings of the nightmare, they soon started to realize something. This wasn't actually a nightmare. Oh my gosh, it wasn't? If it wasn't a nightmare, what was it? Something much worse. So scary. It was a twisted dimension home to a wickedly strong beast, pale and big, with a foreboding aura everywhere it went. And it didn't take long for them to have an encounter with it, as it came crashing down right in front of them in a menacingly manner. How did that go? Well, as it turns out, the wicked beast wasn't all that bad to them. Wait, what? You built up the anticipation for an end like that? I thought I'd change things up for once. Well, I like it. What do they do next? Hey, what's up? It's Corpus in the back. Oh my gosh, welcome back. You had us all worried. How'd it go? Couldn't have gone better. Well, it actually could have, but I'm so happy to hear. So, where's Bidoof? He's missing out on our story. This would have been a lot better if Bidoof was here too. He's such a good storyteller, oh my gosh. Bidoof went over to Cheddar to report a job well done. Do you think Cheddar will be angry to what happened this morning? I hope not. Bidoof did great today. What in the world was that? It came from over there. Let's go check it out. Hey, I think it came from in here. Guildmaster's room? Let's check it out. What's going on over there? What is... Oh my gosh. That's... What's going on? Gerald Bidoof? Answer me, are you alright? Of course they're not alright. Someone get Officer Magnusson and Chansey right now. Later that night. Hey, what happens now? Oh my gosh, are they alright? We cannot give out any statement for now. Further inquiries has to be made before that. My English sucks, I'm very sorry. Can you please tell us if they're alright? Fine. Seeing as your cooperation has been invaluable to us as the guild, the conditions of the two are as follow. Bidoof seems to be just fine. Oh my gosh, that's good. What about Chadot? Ah, Officer Magnusson. I see. Please proceed. Affirmative. As I was saying regarding Chadot, it is quite bad as it stands. Who could have done something like this? We have a suspect we believe are the predator. Already? Who is it? That was fast. Over there. Bidoof? That's impossible. There must be some kind of mistake. There's no way Bidoof would do that. Please remain calm. How in the heavens is that possible? Do you expect us to believe that? Nobody's going to believe that. It's all there. It's all there? What do you mean by that? Means motive, opportunity. The three pillars of justice stands firm. But motive? What kind of motive would Bidoof have to justify what he did? Allow me. Nobody's near. They're all in the mess hall. It's time to extract my... I don't know. Now that I have my special blend VIP juice in my possession. Oh, hell yeah. I know I can do it. It's over for you, Channel. The good old VIP juice. It's over, Channel. Oh, Bidoof. What can I do for you? You have treated me like dirt. What? What's this all about? Dirt? That is your vision of events? Of Bidoof? Yes. Based on testimony and events, that is what we can conclude. And so? The promised story Bidoof had set for himself came to an abrupt end. Oh my gosh, I didn't see you, sorry. You're Sunflower from the guild. Tell me about Bidoof the Terrible. Bidoof the Terrible? Get away from me. And don't come in here. What? Have you heard the news? What bothered Bidoof? No, silly. It's Bidoof the Terrible. You have a pretty messed up character. Good riddance. You see any easy pickings, Coffin? They all look like scraps to me. Psst, Coffee. What? It's Chimecho from the guild. Oh. Excuse me? Yes? I was wondering something. What can I help you with? It's about this board. The Outlaw Notice board? I can't seem to find Bidoof the Terrible anywhere on it. What? That way you could remember him. What the fuck is happening? Extra, extra. Read the latest news. Newcomer to the guild. What? The head of intelligence gone. The Wigglytuff Guild is in peril. It reads the following. A recent incident transpired in the famous Wigglytuff Guild. Newcomer Bidoof appeared to be pretty timid at first, but that was not the case. In a fit of rage, he struck down the head of intelligence, Chatter. The reason behind this sudden assault was simple. Bidoof said he was treated poorly and thought it was unfair. But is that really a justifiable reason? How preposterous. Man, my English, I'm sorry. Chatter's current condition is... Well, don't keep us waiting. Excuse me. Oh, a visitor. If I knew, I would have had someone come over and I would have prepared something to eat. Are you perhaps a friend with one of my Bidoof? No, ma'am, that's not why I'm here. Oh. The fact of matter is that your son, he... No, that can't be right. My Bidoof would never... He wouldn't. Bidoof. A tragic fate has been bestowed upon you. This isn't what you imagined when you left your home. You'd make them proud. Show them who you really are. Is this really how it ends? Yo. Hi, mister. I brought you your food today. I'm not hungry. Yummy in my tummy. You can leave now. Please? Golly, you're not giving up, aren't you? Are you? I don't want any yummy in my tummy. Mister needs yummy in tummy. Are you happy now? Yep, yep. I told you already, Happy. No yummy in tummy for me. Bidoof. What? Golly, my head must be going crazy. You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? You're not Happy, are you? The gate is closed. But where? Where's the voice coming from? What is this chill I'm feeling all of a sudden? Golly, it's freezing. Dizzy. Ah, alright. Who are you? Have you given up hope, Bidoof? By golly, given up hope? You've been forsaken, forgotten, and tossed aside. Betrayal and lies, sorrow and anger. All that remains is an empty husk of your former self. I don't understand. What do you mean? Who are you? That bears no meaning to you. Don't you yearn for your salvation? I don't know. What's the point? Everyone hates me. So, you've given up. That's too bad. I came here to give you my gratitude. Huh? So I'll grant you this one gift. Maybe it will spark some interest once you see it for yourself. What is that behind you? That is your salvation. Of course, something like that naturally comes with a price. A price, you say? Enter or not, it's up to you. But wait. gone. All that remains is that thing. My salvation? Golly, I don't understand. If I enter, am I free? If I pay some kind of price? What should I do? Let's go. Enter it. Yep, I think that's what I will do. Goodbye, home. It's time for me to change my fate. March 21st, 17. No, 5 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Will! My head. It's throbbing, yeah. Willpower, snap out of it. Huh? Oh my fucking god! This man made Ace Attorney. Oh fuck, what? Who in the world are you? Even better, what are you? Miles Edgeworth, I'm your attorney. Attorney? Miles Edgeworth? We seriously don't have time for this nonsense. Please get to your senses. God, what in the world is going on? You feel unconscious. Unconscious? Tell me something. What is your name? My name? My name is, Bidoof, I think? And here I thought this couldn't get any worse. But where am I? What am I? Your name is Will Powers, and you're accused for murder. Murder? That's right. You're accused for murdering the chief assistant. This is no small matter. So, what happens now? What are you doing here? I'm here to help you, against my better judgment. No, please, you have to help me. Don't worry, I intend to. Thank you, truly. I wouldn't get my hopes up if I were you. Huh? Why not? Because in court, anything can happen, and most certainly will. Oh golly. Remember to do as told and only speak when allowed to. Understood? Right. The trial is about to start. Please make your way inside. See you inside. I think this is a good time to mention that I've never played Ace Attorney and have no idea what this game is about. Or well, I do know what's about, but not how it works at all. So that's going to be interesting. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. Is the defense ready? Yes, Your Honor, the defense is ready. Good. And the prosecution? Naturally, Aphon Karma is always ready. Only a fool would enter a court unprepared. Isn't that right? Right, Miles Edgeworth. I expected Phoenix Wright to attend today, but instead I find you here. How foolish of you to replace that fool's foolish place. Franziska von Karma. Let us see who walks out the trial today as a fool. That whip of yours won't do any favors against me. Why yes, of course. Coming in here unprepared would certainly be foolish. I'm glad Your Honor and I are on the same page. I guess I can't speak for everyone. Very well, without further ado, let us proceed with the trial. Will the prosecutor please begin their opening statement? Opening statement? Is the judge not ready himself? Not ready? Of course I'm ready. Good, then I shall summon the detective. But these are court proceedings. The detective will give us an outline of this case. He won't make any mistakes. I'll see to that. Well, that should be fine. Defense, do you have any objections? The defense has no objections. I'm sorry, detective. But as it stands, I'm under the influence of time, so I can't make room for this battle. Then we shall bring in the detective. State your name and profession, and be quick about it. We don't have all day. Dick Gumshoe, what? You call that quick, Scruffy? You'll have to do better than that to be able to keep up in this trial. Yes, ma'am. How the fuck did he make this? Oh man. Why don't we skip the theatrics and get to the point instead? Tell us about the case at hand, Detective Gumshoe. Right away, sir. Over here is the crime scene. What? Holy shit. I mean, do remember, this is a Pokemon game. Okay. This is the entrance to the place. These stairs and this elevator right here. And this is the only entrance to this floor. Well, it should be. Fool. Huh? If I'm not mistaken, it is your job to know, isn't that right? Or are we supposed to guess? No, man. This is the only entrance, man. Stop doing that, you foolish fool. Yes, ma'am. And my name is not ma'am. Of course, von Karma. You two are always this tense? Silence, Scruffy. Yes? Did the defendant take the elevator or the stairs? He took the stairs. The elevator was unavailable. Unavailable? That's right. At the time of the incident, a blackout was in place. I see. Shall we proceed then? Follow me. This right here is the lobby. It's where the morning brief happens. And down at that desk, that's where they do the surveillance work and administration stuff. Like CCTV cameras. That's right, pal. And over there is where the office kitchen is. Everyone except the defendant and another detective named Jake Marshall was there. Everyone was there. What were they doing there so late? A party was being held. The defendant had gotten a promotion that day before. According to witness account, it was one of his biggest wishes. I see. And what were the two of them doing? They had been assigned a job earlier and got late. The party had already begun without the one they were celebrating. Well, the defendant wasn't the most popular guy. Kind of like you, Scruffy. I guess you could say that. The defendant was new to the job and often made mistakes. Then why did he get the promotion? We're not really sure. It was issued by the chief assistant, which, in return, many didn't like. Any particular reason for that? The chief of police is kind of gullible and has a very carefree personality. However, the assistant chief was cold and calculating, described by many. Many described them as the puppet and the master. The pay wasn't really spectacular either, pal. I've heard talk about them taking 90% off sometimes. 90%? That's ludicrous. What fools! Why would anyone work under such foolish circumstances? We haven't really gotten any answers from the people involved. Well, the defendant was certainly prone to making mistakes, wasn't he? I suppose he had courage to boast about. But murder is still murder at the end of the day. Why don't we move on for now? Sure, it's this way. This is the office to the chief of police. The chief wasn't here at the time of the murder. He was away on some job, which left the victim really stressed and worked up to his ears. But he was exalted by the fact that the party was being held, I guess. Exalted, you say? Why is that? Apple pie was something he couldn't resist eating, and it was like some drug to him. And one of the other detectives was going to make some for the party. I see. Anyways, down there is the office area. The one below is used by the defendant and two colleagues. The one above by two other. And finally, the ones to the right. At the time of the incident, it's been unused. It's able to support two people. So, this door, was it open at the time of the incident? That's right, pal. Why don't we head in? This is where the victim was poisoned and killed. Not much to see here, really. Let's go over the events. That's the defendant, Will Powers. Don't let the look deceive you though, he's been described to be very soft. Youch. Stick to the facts, Scruffy. Murders aren't very soft, they're killers. Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, Von Karma. Proceed. As I was saying, Will Powers, the defendant. The day before the incident, he was promoted to detective by the chief assistant. They have a yearly promotion event and everyone was eager to find out who had earned it. Prior to that, he was just a patrol officer. As said earlier, it came out of the blue. He entered along with Jake Marshall. He's the fellow in blue. Marshall has been a detective for a good while and has a good standing in the police department. The two of them entered at 7 p.m. After the two entered the lobby, they had a quick conversation. Jake told Will to head over to the office to report on their job. He then went over to the kitchen. And after he had entered the office, at some point poisoned the chief assistant. However, seeing as this was his first confirmed kill, he was shocked. The other people in the kitchen then heard a commotion and found him in a state of shock. I would hardly call that fast or efficient, but I'll have to do. A first-degree murder on the chief assistant. What has the world come down to? Such a young man too, it's a shame. When I was a kid, we ate pine cones and threw dirt at each other. The defendant is 25 years old, Your Honor. Certainly you didn't eat pine cones by then. Or at all for that matter. You're seriously thinking about it. My memory just isn't what it used to be. It's excellent, but rather short. I suppose this might just work out in my favor. I wouldn't be smiling if I were you, Miles Edgeworth. My decisive witness will break your fragile case apart, and there's nothing you can do about it except fool around. We'll see if my confidence is a bluff or not. I'm not who you think I am. Now summon your decisive witness. State your name and occupation, witness. My name is Redwhite. I'm a detective at the police department. Testify about the night of the murder and what transpired at the police department. But of course, that is after all why I am present here today. Notice, if you find yourself stuck, check out the walkthrough that is in the folder with the patch. I'm sorry in advance. Okay, I can get stuck here. Witness tests witness account. Okay. The defendant was absent during the morning brief. I tried to contact him, but to no avail. Eventually he turns up and I pass on to him today's assignment. As for myself, I was stationed in the lobby. Not much transpires as the day passed, but eventually the party was held. Finally the main event shows up, but sadly as no one expected. As we heard strange noises coming from the direction of the lobby, we decided to check it out. Once we figured out where it came from, we saw the body of Chief Assistant next to the defendant. This all seems to match up with what we know so far. I don't see any reason to doubt this witness. Didn't I tell you I had a perfect witness? Nothing is perfect. She out of anyone which should know that. Perfection is built upon lies, and lies lead to more lies. All I have to do is find an opening and expose it. The rest should sort itself out. I still have zero idea how to play Ace Attorney. The defendant was absent during the morning brief. I tried to contact him but no avail. What does court record do? Wait, let me just save so I can find out what it even does. Okay, I have evidence. Security cameras, notes, lactate supplements, Marshall affiliate, and apple pie. Maybe security cameras. Diseases from Detective Dick Gumshoe. Oh, I can just move through here. Used to monitor the whole station, was not operating after the blackout occurred. Only the victim's pie was laced with potassium cyanide, discovered inside the chief of police office. Electricity to the police department was unavailable from 6:55 PM up to the point of the murder. Yeah, potassium cyanide, I know. This is a deadly poison. Time of death, 4:20. Between 7 and 8 PM. Cause of death, died due to potassium cyanide poisoning. Marshall affidavit, testimony given by Marshall regarding the incident. Lactate supplements, belongs to the victim. Bears Will's fingerprints along with the victim's. That victim was lactose intolerant. A note. The note reads the following. Please come to the chief of police office. There's something urgent I want to discuss with you. Will. Meet me there at 7:30. Okay, the blackout record, I can go into details. Blackout report. Starting at 6:55 PM, electricity was not available at the police department due to sabotage. Someone had been messing around with the circuit breaker, causing the malfunction. Suspect Will Powers. Okay, I can go in detail here. Is this just... After meeting Will finished or dropped the front of the police department, we had to use the restrooms before heading to the party. However, after I left the restroom, the blackout appeared and Will wasn't there. We met up afterwards before we went up to the floor where the party was being held, and once we entered, I told Will to go to that office in order to turn and report to Chief Assistant around 7 PM. So, I mean, I could maybe present the security cameras, I don't know. I'd like to present this evidence. Only do this if you think there's something wrong with the statement. I mean, if I think about it, if it's the same way than that we experienced in the PMD world, then this statement is correct. Eventually turned up and I pass on to him today's assignment. This is what Lauder did to us. I was stationed in the lobby. What does press statement do? For the whole day? Indeed. Administration work. See to the cameras, stuff like that. Those cameras, what kind of view do they provide? They almost oversee the entire building, though naturally there are a few blind spots. And I assume the breaker room is one of those blind spots? There's nothing in the cameras showing us who could have made the blackout occur. Yes, that is the case. Quite unfortunate. Unfortunate indeed. What happened next? Not much transpires as the day passes, but eventually the party was held. The main event shows up, but as sadly as no one expected. As we heard strange noises coming from the direction of the lobby, we decided to check it out. I mean... Saw the body of Chief Assistant next to the defendant. Can't seem to find any major mistakes at first glance. Perhaps, if I start to pressure him, he'll slip and make a mistake. Okay. Was the defendant the only one missing from the morning brief? Indeed he was. Will has a tendency to be absent at the important aspects of the job. It is quite common for me to have to wake him up. I always stop by his place, but I didn't this morning. And if you didn't stop by his place to wake him up, how'd you go about doing it? Well, I tried to call him, but nobody answered me, of course. Any particular reason why you didn't stop by his place like you always do? I got sick of it, and I quite honestly didn't think too fondly of him. Taking a small detour every morning. What? Don't give him any ideas, you fool. This is already a well-established fact. The defendant was sloppy at his work. It comes as natural for someone to dislike him. Honestly, isn't it a normal trait nowadays? I tried to change that. Of course I didn't kill him due to being sloppy, that'd be asinine. I can't remember the day we had an honest witness. It's not easy to speak the truth, but it has to be done. Your honesty is most welcome in the court, Mr. White. Honesty is a virtue. I know by experience that honesty has never existed in these halls. But I digress. Was any of these statements important? I could ask them for them to be added to the testimony. Maybe that he called him by phone. Your Honor, the defense has a request. A request? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I'd like for the witness to add a new statement to his testimony based on what he just said. A new statement? Does the prosecution have any objections? I have no quarrel with this foolish request. Go ahead and get your hopes up. That way, they fall ever harder. Then I suppose we're in an agreement for once. Please add the part where you testify you called him by phone. If nothing comes out of it, I can always try to amend the statement. Through, but nobody picked up and I received my call. And when was this? I believe the time was around 7 AM. Did the defendant ever turn on the call? No, I never got a call back from Will. I guess he was too ashamed by the fact that he was late. Too ashamed. I suppose that doesn't sound too far-fetched, but is that really the case? Let's proceed for now. And what was the assignment? Him and Jake were supposed to go on a routine patrol, very basic stuff. But weren't Jake a detective, and Will got a promotion just the day before? I thought detectives dwelled into more important matters. This seems a bit superfluous. Well, the thing is, this was Will's first day being a detective, so it was more so that Jake become his mentor. Teach him the basics, you see? You don't seem to be very reassuring when you say that. Is there something wrong? Something wrong? Of course not. Is there something I'm missing here? Or is he just trying to throw me off? Right, my mistake. Please continue. I was stationed in the lobby. Yes, I already pressed that. Not much transpires as the day passes, but eventually the party was held. And this party, to my understanding, was held as a celebration towards the yearly promotional event? Correct. I see you've done your homework. Will, to everyone's surprise, had apparently done such a good job to get the promotion. Was this promotion not deserved? Let's just say there are more hardworking people in the department. I see what you mean. I suppose we shall proceed then. Finally, the main event shows up, but sadly, as no one expected. That, of course, being the defendant, Will Powers, yes? Along with Jake Marshall. Was there anything off about the defendant? Anything off? Nobody except Jake Marshall actually saw him enter, only after the actual deed was done. We all know he was in a state of shock. These foolish attempts won't work while I'm here. Yes, indeed, you are correct. Let us move on. Can you describe these noises? We first heard a bedlam, quickly followed by a voice. It went something along the lines of "I." Well, what remarkable sense of impression. It's almost like I can imagine myself on the scene of crime. And these were heard after Jake had joined everyone in the kitchen. Indeed, one could always phrase it differently. I heard a noise when Jake left Will to meet up with the chief assistant alone. That's one way to put it, yes. Let's move on for now. Who was it that figured it out? Jake was the one who told us about the office where we discovered the two. Interesting. It really isn't that interesting. I thought I could figure it out. Will and Payne was the only others on the floor, and Jake knew where they'd had to be. So it would only be logical for him to check there first. Jake's got no sense of style, but it's quite logical indeed. Yes, I suppose so. Franziska was quick to respond on that one, but I can't disagree with her. I'm going to need a different approach for this. Do I even have? Do I even have something I could? I could try free card record and then use the security cameras. I don't know if I'm doing that right or not. Witness, it's time we stop this charade of yours. Why don't you just confess? Charade? I do not think you understand the meaning behind that word. Allow me to reveal your lies. Let's see you interpret its meaning then. What? My English, I'm sorry. You mean to tell us the witness which is under oath is lying, Mr. Edgeworth? I certainly hope that is not the case. You don't see the contradiction? The only thing we see is a fool who spouts foolish nonsense expecting us to act like fools. I honestly expect some fight from you, Mr. Edgeworth, but I suppose this will have to do. Wait a minute, this is the wrong evidence. I didn't mean for this. Perhaps this will get you out of your senses. This may work. You've made a phone call to the defendant Will Powers. Are you certain about this? Now, if I wasn't sure, I do not think I would have added this statement to the testimony. Of course I'm certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe, witness. Excuse me? Do you know what this is, witness? Well, it appears to have the similarities of the piece of paper. A note, one could call it. Verily, indeed you are correct. But what matters here is actually the contents of the note. The contents of the note? Just what does it read? It's a note from the victim, Mr. Payne, to the defendant. It was left on his office desk. It appears to be an urgent call for the defendant to come over and discuss something important with the chief assistant. Have you seen this before, witness? Of course I haven't. Looking around other staff, who do you take me for? What? And what exactly is your point here about this foolish note? What does this, about the defendant and the victim in the note have to do with a witness? What? English. This note leaves another message in its trail with these new revelations from the statement of the witness. Ask yourself this, why does the note exist in the first place? If one could simply call the defendant on his phone and leave a message. No, just wait a minute. There's been some kind of mistake. I think I was right. I'm not finished there, witness. Let us all reminiscence to earlier in your testimony. It is quite common for me to have to wake him up. I always stop by his place, but I didn't this morning. And if you didn't stop by his place to wake him up, how'd you go about doing it? Well, I tried to call him, but nobody answered, of course. Any particular reason why you didn't stop by his place like you always do? I got sick of it, and I quite honestly didn't think too fondly of him. Taking a small detour every morning is a real drag. You told us you always stop by his place to wake him up. Then you go on to state that it's even a detour to go to his place. Can you tell us why you always stop by a place instead of just giving him a call? That's because, you see, the thing is, everything that comes out of your mouth is foolish, my dead world. The reason this note exists is that in the first place, had you hoping the defendant didn't have a phone. But there's a simple reason why this note exists and why the witness chooses not to call. And what might that reason be? Given the reaction of the witness, I have my doubts. Whatever the chief assistant wanted to discuss wasn't all that important that you'd make me doubt to believe. And this note must have been left after he made a call to the defendant. Tell me something, Redwide. Does the defendant usually pick up his phone? And what exactly do you... Does the defendant usually pick up his phone? Oh. Why, of course that is not the case. He's quite terrible at answering the phone. See? That ties up all loose ends. The defendant is terrible at answering. And the note was left there afterwards, and it wasn't that important to begin with. I must agree with the prosecution. I don't see any major contradiction here. What? She just answered for the witness. He's lying through his teeth. No matter. All I have to do is prove how the note is important. I believe we should conclude this cross-examination, unless of course the defense has any further relevant inquiries. Allow me to present evidence, Your Honor, proving the absolute importance of that note, which in turn should establish the fact that the defendant didn't have a phone. Very well, but I hope for your sake it will be important. Now please present the evidence proving the importance of the note. He didn't have a phone. Its fingerprints along with the victim. The victim was lactose intolerant. Will this do me any favor if I present lactase supplements? Maybe. The lactase supplements should establish that fact, Your Honor. Ooh! Okay. Excuse me, lactase supplements? But I haven't had anything to eat yet. These aren't for you, Your Honor. They actually belong to the victim, Mr. Payne. I see. As if he wasn't unfortunate enough. Do go on, Miles Edgeworth. Perhaps you ought to take those instead. I couldn't even make an argument for this foolishness myself. As I just said, the victim was lactose intolerant. As a result, it produces unwanted side effects when eating or drinking dairy products. Ah, like the apple pie. Exactly, Your Honor. The victim took these in order to bypass those side effects. Yes, that makes a lot of sense. But I'm more curious about that note and its relation to this. Everything makes sense about these supplements with the apple pie and pastry in consideration except one thing. What the defendant's fingerprints doing on the victim's medicine? They are? Why that is a good question. This is where the note comes into question. Its content has an urgency to it, but not a set date when it was written. But we know for certain he must have written it before he died, which was right after the party was held. Incidentally, we also know that the victim was obsessed with apple pie. It was established earlier in trial that Payne was extremely busy with work due to the absence of his chief. Therefore, Payne asked the world to go and get his medicine for him before the party was held. This way he could enjoy some of the apple pie and thus Will's fingerprints ended up on the medicine. Ergo, why on earth would you choose to leave a letter on his desk that he might visit, rather than leave a message or a voicemail on an item that you usually carry around everywhere? It doesn't make sense. Are you for real, Are you the real Miles Edgeworth? Your logic is flawed to the core, you fool. Not to mention the lack of evidence. I said it before. But what's to say the victim did leave a voicemail and a note? No. Then I'll request the phone to be submitted into evidence. Let's check the phone of the witness as well. My phone? I seem to have lost it actually, just before the trial too. The same goes for the victim and the defendant. Tell me you're joking. Then allow me to present my final piece of evidence that will point out the true killer. Very well, but this is your last chance. I didn't expect things to turn out like this. I'm clearly not fit to be a lawyer. But I have to save Bidoof no matter what. The future of our world depends on it. My father once saved it and I do not plan on letting him down. And I think I know how to approach this, just like Franziska has. There's no way the phone suddenly disappearing was a coincidence. It was on purpose. She set it up before the trial. A trick to fool everyone. But all I have to do is fool the red white. And I know what piece of evidence can. Do I? I mean, the apple pie is kinda out of question. The blackout record... maybe... There's Will Power's fingerprints discovered in the pocket of his jacket. But is it really potassium cyanide? Let's try this out. That is the final piece of evidence that will reveal the true killer. A bottle. What's inside of it? That is the question of the day, isn't it? I better not mess up. I have a feeling the judge won't give me any more small penalties. You know what? I would not have the possibility to choose if it was actually cyanide poison. This is the container used to store the lactase supplements. Oh. The attorney doesn't even know what the cyanide poison was stored in. I pity the man you are hired to defend. Why? Why are you all staring at me like that? Tell me something, Mr. White. How is it that you find yourself being able to tell what was inside of the container? The fact that a witness knew something only the killer would. What does that mean exactly? That's a very good question, isn't it? I have a pretty good idea as to why that is. You are the true culprit, Red White. You are the one who poisoned Winston Payne. But you couldn't do it alone, could you? You needed help to pull this off. This is ridiculous. This outburst. Stop. Stop? I have no intention of stopping. Prosecutor, help me. Fool. You expect me to help some clown? You just seal your own fate. This can't be how it ends. Not like this. You're not just some clown, Mr. White. You're the entire circus. And accompanying you is Jake Marshall, your little circus monkey. Together the two of you had grown jealous of the fact that Will got the promotion. Cease, desist. The only one who gave him that, the victim. You simply couldn't live with him. So the two of you decided to kill the victim and frame the defendant. What? And right then, the curse had been lifted. We could return to our own world again. Thank you for your time, Miles Edgeworth. Why is Palkia mad? It is over. I did it! This calls for celebration. Mr. Worm's back! Let's go! Play the new BGM. Rejoice, Bidoof! You are free once more. On the contrary, though, you're not really free in this world, are you? The concept of justice is a bit more primitive here compared to that of humans. How am I to approach this? Now that I have a knowledge of you not being the culprit, I cannot let you suffer imprisonment here. Bidoof? Bidoof, what's wrong? The curse should have receded. How's that you're still asleep? I do not understand. It is of vital importance that you wake up, Bidoof. He won't even budge. What power. How'd they manage to lock him up? I think I know how to wake him up. My father once showed me this. Please not the eating noise. Yeah, I knew it! I fucking knew it! Shit. I do not have time for this. It seems as if I made some kind of error somewhere. I need to continue my chase. Farewell, Bidoof. I really tried my best. What's that? You're awake. You just twitched. Tell me I'm right. You're awake. I'm filled with joy. You had me worried there. Golly, is there something wrong? Something wrong? Where do I even begin? I suppose what you've been through is no ordinary event. I can understand as to why you appear to be confused. Confused, you say? God, I'm speechless. My name is Palkia. I traveled to your world in pursuit of someone, and my chase has led me to you. Me? Have you come to end me once for all? No, that is not the case at all. You misunderstand me. The one I'm searching for goes by the name Darkrai. Darkrai? Well, that's a relief, by golly. It's no good, though. That name doesn't ring any bells. I'm sorry I can't be of any help. It's you again! Don't worry, that's not real. Not real, you say? It's just an illusion I summoned. Given your reaction, I can ascertain that you indeed encountered him. The reason you fell into that nightmare I intercepted was due to the one you just saw. Right, that nightmare. God, it felt so real. That's because it became real once I came into the picture. It took us elsewhere, but a part of the nightmare stuck with us, so I ended up creating another gap in reality. I'm sorry for taking a risk like that. Is that so? I don't remember even seeing you. My appearance was that of a human, but I was your attorney, Miles Edgeworth. My apologies for playing the part of somewhat too much, but I had to blend in. It seems that my answer to your question begs for more answers. Why don't we focus on this word instead? Tell me how you ended up here from this perspective. That way I can piece them both together. Later. I see. Based on what I can establish with these connections, it would seem like your friends Loudred and Corpus set you up. The fact that you got that wish made them jealous, and from what I can gather, Chatot wasn't that well received. They're the ones accountable for what happened to Chatot and yourself. Loudred and Corpus? No way. I could talk to them if you want, set things right. But first, I would like your assistance. Assistance, you say? Help me bring Darkrai to justice before it's too late. What'd this Darkrai character do anyways? He's trying to summon the Diglett clan back into our universe. Mystery Mail was amazing. The Diglett clan. They seek domain over whole galaxies, and they are being led by Darkrai. My father once stopped them, but he's no longer with us. So, technically Mr.Worm is Palkia's father. Brilliant. A great sacrifice for a great cause. When I return, I'm afraid it's up to me to stop them. But Diglett... I have a friend who is a Diglett. So it has already begun. He has opened the portal. The destruction of our galaxy draws closer. This all makes little sense to me. Diglett is a good friend of mine and the others. A member of the guild. Friendship only lasts until it becomes inconvenient for the other party. You just experienced it firsthand. So did I, for that matter. You would do well by forfeiting that friendship before it's too late. This is all so sudden. His spirit is diminishing. If only father was here. He would know what to do. Bidoof. The fact that I knew what was in your dream. Of Edgeworth. Certainly that must mean something to you. Perhaps, if I showed to you the true nature of Loudred and Corpus, you would believe me. Darkrai came specifically to you and put you through this. You must mean something to him. Please help me save everyone. Are you crying, Bidoof? With everything that has happened, I can't help to feel like it's all my fault. All I ever wanted was a pal that I could be friends with. Then I get accused for what happened at the guild. The next thing I know, I'm in trial for murder. A nightmare ensued with Darkrai, who was leading the Diglett clan, destroyer of galaxies. And you're telling me the nightmare was based on that day at the guild? Why? Why does it all have to be like this? You could wither away in here, not ever getting to know. Or you could join me and find out together. I could use an ally like yourself on my team. Do you really mean that? Rest assured, I wouldn't have been loyal otherwise. I guess you're right. I couldn't understand anything. It all sounded very complicated. So, is this a yes? Yeah, let's do this. That is great. Say, have you ever taken flight before? Huh? Taken flight? Of course not. Would you like to? Golly, that sounds like a... Oh my god. Beautiful. What in golly is happening? To take me down? Haha, you're flying. This isn't what I imagined it to be. Take me down. Just wait until we're soaring through the skies. Soaring through the skies? That's way up. This seems mighty dangerous. I'm gaining height. Don't worry. I wouldn't let anything happen to you. Now, let me take us to this dungeon. To freedom. Out of this dungeon, I mean. Let's fucking go. Man, my chair is broken. So, you work with Bottle Funness, but that's English. The end. Thank you for playing. Okay. That was Turnabout Dimension. That was pretty insane, to be honest. I mean, this man literally recreated Ace Attorney in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Shit. I hope you had as much fun as I did with this hack, because it was very stunning and stunningly amazing. But yeah, we obviously reached the end. And with that, we've also reached the end of this video. And until next time, I wish you a great day, night, evening, whatever. And bye.